book titled 45 Money Lessons, written by Franklin Ukagba. Lesson 2. You must grow money. Earning money is not enough. You must grow it. Growth is what secures wealth. Another powerful lesson I've learned about money is the need to grow it like a seed. In agriculture, particularly in organic farming systems, there exist both vicious and virtuous cycles. A vicious cycle occurs when inadequate investment in seeds results in poor yields and limited future seed obtainability. In contrast, a virtuous cycle emerges when increased seed investment leads to higher yields and an abundance of seeds over time. However, seed farming, as we know, is the agricultural practice of cultivating crops specifically for the purpose of producing seeds for future planting or sale. In the same way, money must be intentionally invested and reinvested so it can multiply, rather than be merely consumed. Money that is not grown will eventually go. Seeds are meant for investing, not ingesting. Seeds are primarily meant for investing, not merely ingesting. Although we have edible seeds, such as flax seeds, chia seeds, nuts, sunflower seeds, and many others, we also have inedible seeds, including castor beans, rosary peas, and certain stone fruit seeds, which are unsafe to consume due to their toxicity and indigestibility. While we may consume edible seeds, we must not neglect the vital principle of seed saving, the agricultural practice by which farmers preserve seeds for future planting. This principle is not exclusive to farmers alone. Anyone can practice it, even with seeds grown at home. The wisdom lies in knowing that not every seed is meant for consumption. Some are meant for preservation, planting, and multiplication. Money functions like a seed. If consumed, it ends. If planted, it multiplies. To better illustrate this idea, consider the following parable. A wise man eats some of his seeds and saves some for planting. A foolish man eats all his seeds and wonders why the harvest never comes. Money follows the same rule. What you consume ends with you. What you invest multiplies beyond you. Money is a seed that must be planted for abundance of it, because seeds are meant for reproduction, not consumption. Fruits are meant for consumption, while seeds are for reproduction. A seed must be planted for the abundance of seeds in order to produce trees bearing fruits for consumption. Ecclesiastes 11:6 says, "Sow your seed in the morning, and do not be idle with your hands in the evening, for you do not know whether morning or evening planting will succeed, whether this or that, or whether both alike will be good." The author of Ecclesiastes admonishes us to sow our seeds in due season and to nurture them patiently, knowing that such diligence results in a bountiful harvest. In the same way, money that is wisely sown, managed, and grown will yield abundance in its appointed time. Wealth grows when money is treated as a seed, not a meal. Money as a seed is not meant for consumption. Don't eat a financial seed. Rather, plant it for abundance of fruits. Thus, a farmer that eats his seeds during a rainy or growing season will end up with a hobby, idle and uncultivated farm, and would certainly have nothing to harvest during the harvesting season. You are definitely going to reap a bountiful harvest of money when you invest your money seeds. Learn to grow money like a farmer would grow a seed, with the goal of producing a tree bearing fruits to produce more fruits and seeds. Just as it takes one seed to produce more seeds, also, it takes money to produce more money, and by money seed wealth will be created. 3 M's Money Philosophy. This idea of growing money as a seed is a concept of making, managing, and multiplying money. These are the 3 M's of money. 1 is make it, to generate income. 2 is manage it, to protect and allocate it wisely. 3 is multiply it, to turn today's money into more money tomorrow. The moment money enters your hands, the question shouldn't be, what can I buy with this money? But how can this money grow? For instance, you earn 100,000 naira. Consumption should not be your next move. Your first move should be multiplication. How does this 100,000 naira become 200,000 naira and above? Only after you have multiplied the money, you can then enjoy it. This ought to be your financial rule. Increase before feasting. Because every income is a seed. Eat it, and it's gone. But plant it, and it feeds you for a long time. Money must be planted for abundance of it. Money must be invested. Truly, every seed has in it a potential for more seeds. But a seed that is not planted cannot grow, and a seed cannot be fruitful except it grows. Money that is not invested will be wasted. You either spend or invest your money. Your decision will determine your financial success or failure.
The money you spent is wasted. The money you saved is safe, but doesn't increase. But the money you invested is risky, but it yields incomes and profits. So every investment is a money doubling scheme. You must build the resilient. Of a cash crop farmer. Cash crop farming is the practice of growing crops specifically for profit. In the same way, money is a seed that must be planted to generate returns. When money is sown wisely, through saving, investing, and purposeful use, it produces profit and abundance. Unplanted money stagnates. Planted money multiplies. You must think like a financial farmer, one who carefully plans, manages, and monitors resources to ensure profitable returns. You must eat money like a fruit. When eating a citrus fruit like orange, you don't eat the seeds. First, you have to remove the peel and feed on the innermost layer or juice vesicles, and then take out the seeds that can be planted to produce more orange trees for fruits. Money works the same way. Every money that enters your hand has a future. Do not rush to consume it all. Enjoy the fruit, but preserve the seed. Secure the future of the money by investing part of it so it can reproduce and return with increase. The orange principle of money management. This is a thoughtful metaphor that works on multiple financial levels. This insight shows financial maturity and not just financial knowledge, I must say. I have come to realize that every money we make has 3 lives: the past, the present, and the future. When you want to eat an orange fruit, first you take away the peel, the past of money, the money to cover past debts. Then you eat the edible part, the present of money, the money to solve immediate needs. And then you remove the seed, the future of money, the money for investment. To explain this further, number 1, the peel is the past of money. Here, responsibilities are already formed to clear debts and past financial promises you made. Number 2, the flesh, which is the present of money, which is what sustains you now, like feeding, shelter, and your present needs. This is where money actually serves us. Number 3, the seed, which is the future of money, the part most people neglect, investment and growth. What is intriguing about an orange seed is how smallish it looks and insignificant it appears compared to the tree or fruit it produces. Despite how small it looks, yet it carries potentials for many future oranges. This is exactly how money seeds appears, tiny and insignificant, but powerful and capable of birthing abundance over time. I quote, "Sometimes the millions and billions of money we dream of acquiring in the future are already embedded in the small seed of money we hold in our hands today." The principle of growth farmers versus hunters illustration. You cannot multiply what you don't grow. That is why farmers tend to become richer than hunters. A farmer plants seeds, nurtures them, and patiently waits for harvest. A hunter kills his prey and consumes it immediately. Thus, farmers think in seasons, while hunters think in moments. To a hunter, everything is now. There is no continuity beyond instant gravitation and satisfaction, while to a farmer, it's all about delayed gratification for lasting fulfillment. The Jacob and Esau story is a strong metaphor. The story of Jacob and Esau explains this principle clearly. Jacob was a farmer who cultivated crops and raised livestock, investing time and patience into growth. Esau, on the other hand, was a hunter who lived by immediate reward, because his lifestyle depended on what he could catch that day. One day, he returned home hungry and desperate, and in that moment of hunger, he traded his birthright for a single meal from Jacob. A day came when Isaac, their father, asked for a meal before releasing the blessing. The difference between the two brothers became obvious. Esau, the hunter, went out into the field to look for what he needed. His success depended on uncertainty, whether the hunt would be fruitful, how long it would take, and what conditions he would face. Jacob, the farmer, went to his livestock and took from what he had already grown. What Esau was chasing, Jacob had prepared for. By the time Esau returned from the hunt, tired and late, Jacob had already prepared the meal, served their father, and received the blessing. Isaac blessed Jacob with the primary covenant blessing, the one tied to promise, inheritance, and generational destiny. When Esau came afterward, there was very little left to receive. Jacob receiving the blessing of the birthright escalated the rift between him and Esau. Esau didn't just feel cheated, he felt displaced, and that turned into a threat to kill Jacob, an event that forced Jacob into exile.
Jacob did not leave home chasing opportunity. He ran for his life because Esau threatened to kill him. He knew when strength would escalate destruction and when distance would preserve destiny. Truly, some battles are not meant to be fought. Some exits are not weakness, they are strategy. I quote, "A wise man knows when to fight, but a wiser man knows when to run." Running saved Jacob's life and built his future. Jacob left with nothing but a promise and returned with wealth, family, and influence. Thus, Jacob didn't run because he was weak. He ran because destiny is too valuable to gamble on emotion. Hunters often complain about the same conditions farmers adapt and multiply. Growth thinkers win in bad conditions. Jacob's farming and livestock breeding ability was the reason he excelled in his uncle's house. Even when it was obvious that his uncle, Laban, repeatedly cheated him, Jacob continued to prosper. As a farmer and breeder, he understood patterns, timing, and multiplication. He knew exactly what to do. Instead of reacting emotionally to exploitation, Jacob responded strategically. He worked with what he had, applied knowledge, and leveraged systems of growth. In the end, he outsmarted his uncle, not through confrontation, but through wisdom, and built significant wealth. A man who knows how to grow value will prosper even under bigoted leadership. Esau, on the other hand, became wealthy primarily through inheritance, territory, and force, not cultivation. Although he lost the birthright and the covenant blessing, his father Isaac still blessed him materially. But Esau's blessing brought him prosperity, but not legacy. It is important we understand this part and grasp the lessons. Esau's wealth had no spiritual or generational mandate tied to it. Scripture notes that Esau had many wives, children, servants, and livestock. His wealth grew because of expansion, not refinement. Esau became rich, but his wealth did not carry purpose, unlike Jacob's wealth that carried promise. That's why Jacob's lineage produced nations and legacy, while Esau's lineage eventually faded from power. H. Clarifying my opinion so I don't get misunderstood. This is not a criticism of hunting. I'm not debasing or discrediting professional hunters or anyone whose work involves strength, speed, or force. My assertion doesn't imply they would stay poor forever. Hunting is honorable work, and many hunters do become rich. My point is, a man can get rich by force, but he can only stay wealthy by growth. Also, he can gain wealth without wisdom, but he cannot sustain the wealth without wisdom. It's certainly not about how wealth begins. It's about how wealth survives. Force may produce breakthroughs, but growth produces continuity. Power can open doors, but systems keep doors open.
Daily, we see this play out in everywhere. Athletes gain wealth by physical power, but lose it without financial wisdom. Entrepreneurs rise fast through aggression, but collapse without structure. Leaders seize power, but fail without systems. Unveiling the deeper truth. This isn't really about farming or hunting. It's about systems versus impulses. I only used the Jacob-Esau story as a strong metaphor to elaborate my point, and the reason I believe that wealth is not hunted, but grown. Many people chase and handle money like hunters. They lavish and squander everything that enters their hands. Once the money is gone, the story ends, and struggle begins again. Others think like farmers. They plant financial seeds through wise investments. Thus, they build systems and structures that continue to generate steady income because they understand that wealth is grown, not hunted. Are you a financial farmer or hunter? Farmers are people who build skills, businesses, and wealth, while hunters are those who only consume money and opportunities, yet remain hungry, and often trade glorious destiny for immediate relief. Impulse was Esau's greatest weakness. Esau traded his future for a meal. Hunger made him short-sighted. In today's world, the future belongs to those who grow what others only consume. In reality, people relate to money in four main ways. Spenders, they consume money. Savers, they preserve money. Givers, they distribute money. Investors, they multiply money. Which category do you fall into? I'm curious to know, because each category has its place, but only investors consistently create sustainable wealth. So the real question is not how much money you make, but what you do with the money once it reaches your hands. What you grow today will glow you tomorrow. This applies in all spheres of life. The seeds you are growing today will feed you tomorrow. The trees you are growing today will shade you tomorrow. In fact, the things you are currently growing are the things that will eventually save you in the future. In finances, the money you are growing today will ultimately save, shelter, and glow you tomorrow.
You can't multiply money by saving money. Money not deployed into an investment will certainly decay with inflation. You can never multiply money if all you do is save, spend, or give it away. Truly, you can hardly get rich or wealthy if you don't multiply money. An orange seed that is not planted can never produce an orange tree or bear fruit. In the same way, money that is merely saved does not grow or reproduce. It only multiplies when it is invested. So saving protects and preserves money, but investing money activates it. If seeds are stored forever, there will be no harvest. In the same way, if money is stored forever, there will be no growth. Nobody has ever become wealthy by saving money alone. You can't become wealthy by simply saving money. Money that is saved is safe, but doesn't grow or multiplies. Money that is invested is not safe, but it grows and multiplies. But money that is spent is neither safe, grows, nor multiplies. It is forever gone. Which category do you fall into? Those who spend money, those who save money, those who give money, or those who invest money to grow it? All four are valid at different times, but only one consistently increases financial capacity and lasting stability. Your spending habit plays vital roles in your journey to financial prosperity. The question is not whether you use money, but what role money plays in your life. 1. Is money leaving you? 2. Is money sitting with you? 3. Is money passing through you? 4. Or is money working for you? The growth of money is the bedrock of wealth. Secrets of growing money, though. There are no truly hidden secrets to grow money. It's a common fact, but most people are uninformed. To grow money, you must 1. Invest it. 2. Nurture the investment to protect the money. Why famous people go broke. Do you know the reason majority of sport athletes go broke few years after retiring from the careers? Most professional athletes go broke a few years after retirement, not because they didn't earn enough, but because they hardly grow money. They hunted money, but never farmed it. Many athletes earned money like champions,
but many managed it like amateurs. They mostly forget that athletic careers are short and the earning has deadline. Fame creates sudden wealth for them, and as income rises, their lifestyles expand. Lifestyle inflation, bigger homes, larger associates, more dependents, and higher expectations from people. They stop living within means and start living within image. And you know, image is expensive to keep. When the spotlight fades, income stops. There are no systems producing money in their absence. I quote, "You can get rich by exposure, but you can only stay wealthy by cultivation." They hunt income instead of farming it. I have seen so many sports superstars got broke after their successful careers. Most of them were super spenders. They acquired liabilities more than assets. They acquired luxury stuffs for show-offs, exotic cars, yachts, and private jets that cost thousands and millions of money for maintenances. The luxury lifestyle they created kept draining resources even long after their earnings stopped. Most of them didn't grasp the concept of diversification. They waited till after their careers to start venturing into other means of generating revenues, because the standard of lifestyle or image they created need lots of funds to maintain. Some had poor advisors and trusted blindly. They relied on friends, family, or dishonest advisors who mismanaged their funds, pushed bad investments to them, and ended up stealing their money. I have seen many cases of Nigerian former athletes or footballers who waited till their retirements and start building hotels, clubs, and grocery stores. And majority of these businesses flop. Perhaps their influence during their active careers would have given them a lift in the business, because people or their admirers would have patronized them based on their popularity. A lot of these people, the money came in fast and large during their careers. They got carried away by fame and had no transition plan. Sports gave them identity and income. But when retirement came, many had no second skill, no profitable business, and no investment income. So expenses continued, but cash flow disappeared, which often force a lot of them to start selling off their few acquired landed properties to sustain lifestyle. Image. I quote, "Your money must outlive your talent.
You must simplify your lifestyle to earn money and stay rich." My advice is to everybody, you must not be a superstar to learn how to handle resources. It is even better you learn it now, because the earlier you learn this, the better for you. Trust me, you can never win the game of money until you stop paying attention to what people think about you. Sometimes it's the lifestyle you portray and project that creates most of your financial problems. Live a lifestyle that permits you to save and invest money. Stop struggling to look rich, to be accepted, or please others. Never spend money to please anybody. Never empty your pocket to be in the good book of men. Stop building friendships with money. People have short memories. Don't put money where it depreciates. Avoid heavy spending on items that lose value over time, such as expensive cars, gadgets, or trendy designer wear bought mainly for show. Listen, persistent financial struggle is often the result of poor spending habits. Stop pouring money into depreciating items. Instead, channel your resources into assets that appreciate and grow in value. Wealth is built by intention, not impulse. Learn to clearly distinguish between needs and wants. Many things you desire are not necessities. If you continually buy everything you want, a day will come when you cannot afford what you truly need. Many people unknowingly finance liabilities and then wonder why they remain poor, perpetually broke, or trapped in financial hardship. They buy things they do not need with money they can scarcely afford, often to impress people who do not even care about them. Listen to me. You do not need approval that costs you your future. Stop financing liabilities just to look good. That behavior wastes money and quietly pulls you deeper into poverty. Every currency you release without purpose weakens your financial position. Be intentional with your finances. Pay only for value and services actually rendered to you. Stop giving out money unnecessarily. Finally, I quote, "Every currency you release without purpose weakens your financial stability." This is the end of Lesson 2.
Kindly like, comment, and subscribe to Franklin Okechukwu Ukagba audio library for the continuation of the full book, titled 45 Money Lessons.